This is Sean Sapp Says. Alright, everyone. This is Sean Sapp Says. I am Sean Sapp, and this right here is...
Hi. Paula. My name's Paula. Hi.
You can talk a little louder, Paula.
Paula.
Okay, cool. Paula, stop being nervous.
I'm not nervous. I'm trying not to laugh.
Okay, why are you trying not to laugh, though?
Because this is cute.
Why is it cute?
You doing this.
I know, because I'm serious
and
about
it's really
it.
cute. That's why I'm trying not to stop.
But see, okay, that's what I'm trying to do. Because when people, honestly, what I realized from doing this now is that a lot of people get very nervous in front of the camera, especially from Guam. Because Guam doesn't have a media industry.
Nervous. I'm just saying, like, I've never seen you in this setting. That's what I'm trying to say.
Oh, like different character?
Not a character. This is you, right?
Well, that's what I tell everyone. It's like a different character.
Well, I'm saying this is you in a different setting.
This is, yes.
Yeah, and
okay,
I've never seen you
sense,
in a different setting like this. That's why I'm smiling I'm speechless.
Because not everyone's wondering.
No,
like, what do you mean?
It's in a good way.
But like in a way where like, how do you know Sean like that? Like, you just came onto the camera.
How long have I worked for you?
Okay, so that's just it. Paula, I invited Paula because Paula was actually pretty much my latest assistant. And honestly, she has been such a good soul to have in here, but also she made me learn a lot about my other side of me.
Aww.
Like, you kind of gave me more of that very determined but staying in the books and actually getting work done, which was your homework. You were so serious and so passionate about it. I'm like, dude, honestly, I don't like school, first of all, and I don't like homework. So for you to be so passionate to want to always get it done was something that opened my eyes that you weren't lazy to get it done.
Well, my thing was I like being curious, and I tend to, it's probably maybe a bad habit, but I tend to speak out loud. That makes me awkward, but the whole point of me constantly bringing up new topics, asking questions is I'm curious. And I came in here because I didn't really have a background in beauty. I'm a college student, and so I came in here curious, and I was very curious. I took all the criticism.
That was the funny part, though, when you first started. So Paula, of course, when you get hired here, you get interviewed, right? And then Paula, so, this is good future parts for you guys. Paula.
I don't know where this is leading to.
Paula, okay, so my manager is the one that usually does the interviews and then asks the questions that I pretty much already set for them to answer during the interview. And then, so she told my manager that she does makeup. But she does do makeup, but...
I know what foundation is.
Yeah.
Mascara here and there. Basics. Make you look cute. That's it.
See, if I was in the interview, I would be liar.
No, I wasn't lying. Kiki didn't ask me,
That's true, though. Wait, what was the question again?
She didn't elaborate. She said, do you have experience with makeup? And I do. She didn't ask me what kind of experience. She didn't get into it. She asked me a very broad question. And I go into interviews, so I don't think you know, but I practice in the camera for a while. In my camera on my phone and the mirror for a while. The whole point is to just when they're asking in an interview, it's just to be confident, pretend you're the expert even though you're not the expert. So she asked me, do you have experience with makeup? I said I do. She didn't ask me what kind of experience. And she didn't ask me my background. So I'm yeah, I did my boyfriend's mom.
No, that's what I like about it. That's the experiences that you are a girl and you do wear makeup. So that's the experience that I do my makeup. Yeah.
She was oh, perfect. She didn't ask. She was it was that simple. I was oh.
But honestly, wait, for Kiki's, not a mistake. It's not even a mistake at all. It's just without her elaborating on it more, it got you hired and I met you.
Okay.
Which was the best part.
Okay, we're introducing me, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, you just went further than they were supposed to, but
no, I love you were talking about me, so.
Okay, but we're gonna start with the first part of of this podcast right now. So the first topic we're gonna talk about is about the typhoon that just happened here on Guam, Typhoon Mawar. I call it Murmur, but Typhoon Mawar. So pretty much, what did you go through with it? How was it for you?
Wow. It wasn't that bad. I'm really lucky that it wasn't that bad for me. My mom had the screen door open and we were watching the plants just fly.
Was your house not getting flooded?
My house is like, it's kind of like in this dip, but my door is elevated.
Oh, it's pretty high up.
Yeah, it's pretty high up. So
nice.
And then even if it's elevated, we have like a little patio already, which
that's extended out a little bit.
Yeah, which is another elevation, and then we have like a little irrigation we made. So it's like.
So you have a mansion.
No, it's just this little structure of my house. So
that's dope.
It wasn't that bad. So like I'm lucky.
So no flooding, no nothing broke.
Well, of course things broke. Like my garage was a mess. My mom's garden was just totaled. The pineapple.
I mean, the plants are like kind of given, but how about like your house? Like anything materialized? Anything?
We experienced flooding in our pantry, but
pantry in the bottom.
We have a room.
Or the top?
Or we have a little small
it's a room pantry.
A little, room pantry.
Oh, okay.
And the water came through the window.
Oh, okay. So did it flood bad or like destroy anything?
It was a little bad, but what could we do? It was this typhoon was pretty bad, so.
It was the strongest one since the last one that we had. Sean Sapp, right?
What year was that?
That was like 10 years ago. Oh, not 10 years. Was it 10 years? I think it was about
2000. It's like.
Huh? 20 years ago. 20 years ago. Was the last? Yeah, when I was 9 years old. Yeah, it was like
something like that.
Whoa, that is crazy. 20 years, and look how much it had to like. I mean, it came because like I remember 2017, 2018 time. There was like 3 scares of typhoons that came, and none of it hit. So what I felt is that it kind of like changed everyone's mindset on it. So like this one coming, people thought it wasn't even gonna hit until it did. Cause honestly, like, dude, one, it was funny. 2, it was fucking irritating. I think the only irritating part is that I had clients still on that same day.
Oh,
I mean, they were scheduled, of course, right? Scheduled on that day. But we did tell them that we're not gonna do clients because the typhoon's coming. So that's what the news said. But then the same day, I'm like, okay, I'm getting things to get prepared, get everything settled for my house and for my family. My clients are like, oh, yo, bro, I'm already here. Are we still on?
What?
I'm like, bro, I got a fucking family too that I need to help and like set up for this typhoon. You're not the only one. You know what I mean? Like, dude, I'm not a robot. I'm not supposed to just be here just because you had an appointment.
That was pretty bad.
I think it was just kind of like, because even for the other girls, like the other girls and their clients, they even asked the same thing.
Oh.
They're like, wait, the weather's not that bad. Can I still come in? And I was like, dude, what the fuck is up with everybody? They're so selfish. Like, this is why the typhoon's gonna fucking hit. Because everyone has been so selfish. Like, do you not think about anybody else but yourself? Like,
you say this is God's plan?
Pretty much, yeah. Because honestly, the coronavirus didn't do much. Honestly, if anything, it made people a little bit more worse, more judgmental, more racist. Like, they actually think about more other things that are more materialistic because now everybody got this much money from it and saved a lot from it, or people with businesses got so much money too, that now they pretty much expanded to have more material things and be more of a show-off almost. People were throwing parties like crazy. People were spending money like nothing. That's what I saw. And then I even had to fire 2 employees because they thought that they can make their own schedule. Because all of a sudden they got $10,000 in their account that they could just go out every night and just fuck it up. Really?
I'm like joking. I'm trying to hold. I'm sorry.
Fuck. Did you even hear anything I said?
No, I heard.
Okay.
I heard what you were saying.
But yeah, like this one had to happen because it made you lose material things almost. It made you have to get up and clean up. And that was a good thing. I think that was the best part. It was like people who, I mean, yeah, you may not have a house, right? But you probably have family. You probably have friends. And if you didn't have a house, you had to go to a shelter. But then that's just it. Like, did it teach you, like, you don't have to have material things to be the best person on this earth, which everyone was trying to strive for, to have material things all the fucking time? Like, everyone wanted to buy Louis Vuitton purses after that $10,000 or $10,000, what is it, Puma? Pusa?
Pusa.
Puma.
Pua?
Pua. It was Pua. But yeah, when everyone got that Pua, I just saw people going like crazy. Like the stores, even Gucci. Gucci had a fucking line almost every day. Like, it's almost like very, like, for me, I'm not trying to brag or anything, but I didn't even touch it. I still have that $10,000. Still saved. I barely touched it because I worked every fucking day to make sure that I can afford still the things that I needed to pay for. Because in 2019, I lost everything. I almost went bankrupt in the salon and everything. So it made me learn a lot. It made me to change my life around. Because before that, I was so about the material world. I was like if you didn't look like this, or if you didn't look like me, or you were nothing to me. And if you were too smart and very like the way you are, you know what I mean? Like it kind of like your kind of people.
To me.
Well, like not your kind of people in that way, but you guys, you guys will be so passionate about school and like learning and politics and stuff like that I'll be like, oh my god, you're just one of those people. Ew, like go away.
The
like you're
whole
not.
point is to just be curious.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
and the
that's what you
curiosity
learn.
is not just the books. It's like being empathetic. Like this typhoon. A lot of people lost everything. I've reflected a lot on the luxuries I have, like bare necessities like air conditioning. I'm realizing, oh, that was a privilege in itself. And now I'm sweating, and some people don't even have water. I have water. Luxury. Like, that's a luxury already.
No, water is everything.
Yeah,
so
but I don't have power. And so there's about 28% of the island that has power right now, but that's a little...
Lucky you.
Well, you know, and it's like there's that other 80% that doesn't have. And so I think now, instead of like trying to be competitive, everyone should just start pitching in,
helping each other.
Like
the video I posted on Instagram.
And it's so nice. Oh my god, my neighbor came down with like and gave us like 7 packs of ice.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Can I have some actually?
No, it was really nice. They like
2 minutes. We have 2 minutes.
Oh, we have 2 minutes.
Here you go.
Well, yeah, and
But
so it just
nice.
makes you like realize, like, wow, you know,
like
there's a
generous, and even my
community.
neighbor. So my neighbor, who's, you know, we knew members since I was like a little boy. So for him, he was like a fuck boy. Like, and now he has a family and everything, right? But you know what's really nice? He gave an extension cord to give to my grandma at the house next to mine, and actually, like, you know, it made her use it to sit on her recliner and have the fan on, at least, or to even have her fridge running. But like, I thought that was really nice. Like, he didn't have to, but he did, and that's actually gas right there. And you know how hard it is to get gas right now? It's like gold.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
That's a privilege in itself already.
Exactly.
So.
And everyone, I think my number one thing is just everyone stop thinking that this is the apocalypse. Like, just fucking chill, and just like remain in the peace. Because right now everyone's just gonna try to go back to the materialistic world, and I think that's the most ugliest part. And if you show me that, I will put you in your place. That's it. Okay, so we're gonna go on our second one. So, Paula.
Oh, we're starting now.
Yeah, we've been starting.
Oh man, I'm so out. Okay.
Let me just get my rosary for this. Just gonna pray. Just kidding.
We're gonna pray.
No, I'm just kidding. No, I mean, well, yeah, we can, but honestly, we're okay.
Okay.
So the second one, you graduated.
I did.
Finally. Everyone applause. Everyone applause. Okay, cool. Finally, she graduated. So with Paula being my assistant at the time, honestly, the most part that I saw from her was her stress. And the stress was always about school and her graduating and like finishing to get to the point of graduating. And that was 2 years ago.
How long have I been working?
2 years ago.
2?
I think it was like 2 years and a couple months now.
2 years, or is it like
Man, I have to ask Kiki.
Okay,
Kiki
yeah.
knows
We
that
gotta
part.
look it through the
But I think it was
records and
almost 2
everything.
years, I would think. When did you quit? Or not quit, but like when did you resign?
When I quit,
I broke my leg December.
You did break your leg. That was so random.
Dude, she told him.
You were like, oh guys, I have a game. I'm like,
And this was her last
break
day.
a leg, Sean.
Yeah, she told me to break. Well, first of all, it was only us two. We had our last talk before I had to go to my game. It was just me and her.
It was the day I quit,
Yeah,
right?
and then we smoked a
And
joint.
We were like, really?
Yeah, we were smoking.
We had
and,
a moment too.
Yeah, we did have a moment. We were really like deep, and then this bitch was like, okay, we're saying bye, like getting all happy,
you're
like,
like,
go
oh
enjoy
my
your
God, I
game. And
have
she's
a
like, go
game.
break a leg. And I was like, okay. And I broke my leg. I literally broke my
Wow.
leg. Like, that
I
was
spoke
weird.
it into existence.
You did. So
I meant to like good luck in theater.
don't say that too. Well, that's a soccer game. It's not theater. I think theater, yeah, you can still break your leg, but everyone's gonna be like, how the fuck did you break your leg? Like,
Well, yeah, that happened. Anyway, sorry, we're dragging.
okay, so
Yeah.
your graduation. I mean, how does it feel now? I mean,
I feel like I could stop
Would
making
you
it
wanna
my
post up some
personality
pictures?
trait now.
would you want to post the pictures
I
of her
could send a
graduation?
couple pictures,
Hey,
yeah.
that'd be cute. Okay, but yeah, how does
Okay.
it feel now? Like,
I feel like I could be more me now.
oh,
Yeah, I could stop
Like
making
you're free.
oh yeah, for sure. Instead of school luring over me a lot, but I wouldn't honestly. It was 7 years is a long time. That's not an ideal
7 years. I only heard of 4 years for bachelor's.
First of all, 4 years is the common perception of a middle class image of how 4 years of college should be. But I don't come from that privilege. I came from, like, my mom. She's Filipina. She migrated here. She worked really hard to get here. My dad, they started from scratch. So I'm the generation where we have to, from that scrap, we have to make do with that. And so I didn't have a lot. I made do with what I had. And so in high school, it came to the point, though, where I didn't really care for school. I was in all these AP classes, but I wasn't studious. I stopped being studious. I told myself I wanted to be an animator, work in Disney. I did nothing to pursue that dream.
You were gonna be Walt Disney?
I wanted to like make like animation. That was the
dope.
dream.
And it still can be a dream.
No, I mean that was like a 17-year-old mindset.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then I started off as an art major, and I learned that program's not for me, and
okay, I remember you bringing that up. So why wasn't it? But there's a reason why you will stop art.
Yeah,
I don't want people to get away from art, but there's a reason why you will stop it.
I don't like constantly talking about my history in mental health because I don't like to seem like I'm romanticizing it, but that was like my biggest barrier. And so even though I wanted to pursue art, I did nothing to pursuing it because I was depressed, and I was diagnosed with depressive, non-specified depressive disorder.
Whoa.
And so, you know, I was out of it. I didn't really care. It stopped to the point where I was like failing in my freshman year of college, and it was close to where the administration had to call me in, and they were like, hey, you need to like pick it up, because if you keep failing, you can't go here anymore.
And was that your breaking point, though?
A little bit. That was like in reality, because like I was like, it came to the point like, because I was put on all these medication, I was tired all the time. I would skip class to go sleep in the library and just wait the day away, you know, like just to kill time. I didn't do any homework. I didn't give a shit anymore. And so I realized that maybe I don't want to do art because I grew up as an artist. I always, like, the award I always got in class was most artistic. That's, like, always the award.
So they got the title, pretty much.
And it feels like my depression made it feel like, you know, when you're so depressed, you feel like when you experience something new, it's like you feel like a lesser version of yourself. It's like nothing was new to me anymore.
Yeah.
So it was like, maybe it was like an identity crisis that I was going through. I was always the only, like, black girl in the room. Nobody knew what I was.
I was going to bring that up because you only said you had a Filipino mom. So I was like, you should maybe say what your dad is.
My dad is black. My mom's Filipina. That's why, you know, it comes from a very different culture. My mom's Asian. My dad's American.
I think it's very interesting. That's why. That sounds like you should bring it up.
But then it comes to a point when they have kids, you know, it's this biracial girl in class, and it's like I'm always constantly othered.
So that made you more depressed, though? Like,
it made a little bit, maybe an identity crisis. Yeah. But I try not to, like, constantly think, like... Well, now that I'm older, you know, it's like I don't like talking about it because it's like I'm so over that. It's such an old story.
Well, for me, the best part, though, that's why, like, I asked you it. Yeah. I mean, I didn't want it to hurt you in any way, but I only asked because...
honest. We'd be honest.
Yeah, but the only thing
is
because I'm doing this. I'm doing my podcasting now, and this is something to help people to watch that are younger than you and probably going through the same mental state as you are at the time that you were going through it.
Yeah, no, college
and this can
is
help
hard.
them, you know what I mean?
So
I want this to help people.
It was college, so 7 years of college, that's not an ideal duration, but it helped me mature a lot. And I got to this point where I realized, I woke up one day and I said, I don't want to keep telling myself this story. I come from a poor family. I'm the only different person in the room. This constant story that, like, I'm victimizing myself. It is the reality of it. That is my struggles. It's true. But that's not what that's not just me. I'm more than that. I'm more than my struggles. I'm more than the good, the bad. So I realized maybe I should just change my major. Stop this limited mindset that I'm an artist and I keep telling myself the same script. So I thought of doing social sciences. And sociology is just basically a very broad subject of what society is. Like,
Yes.
what is the structure of an institution? What is school? What is
To me, it's almost like
gender?
politic world.
A little
Like,
bit.
almost
It's
like
a
in the
mix of
political world.
philosophy, politics. It's a social science.
Yeah.
How social behaviors are. In this room, this is a social norm.
Yeah.
The social norm is we are in a podcast, doing a podcast, posting it on Instagram,
YouTube.
YouTube
Yeah.
too.
Yes.
And people are going through it, and that's the norm. Like that, we studied the social behavior.
Yes.
And to able to dissect that, for me, going through those years of starting over, adding another 4 more years, or like, no, I think it was an extra 3 more years.
3 more years, yeah.
3 more years of
That's
it.
still a long time though. Like I can see why
But
you were
I
stressed.
started over. I wanted to be more than my struggles.
Yeah.
I wanted to rewrite a story.
So would you tell people out there right now, they're going through that same moment, would you say that was a waste of time though?
No.
Okay, good. I don't think it's a waste of time. You had to go through it.
I'm so grateful for my education.
2 minutes.
Yeah, and
Okay.
I know.
Okay, sorry, go. Wait, we just ruined the moment.
Yeah, I'm so grateful for my education. That's the overall background of it, and it made me who I am today.
And
So
and tell us
happy for
who
it.
you are now, like coming from the
Yeah.
graduation. What do you feel now? What do you like?
I
So
feel
you're
like
like-
I could be more me. I'm grown out of all that stress. I've grown out of all that struggle, and now I could start anew.
You can almost like, for me, it feels like you just never really want to go back there again. Like you just
want to be.
you just don't
me.
ever want to ever feel
Yeah.
like really you just don't want to feel sad anymore.
Constantly inferior.
Yeah, and no matter what, you're
everywhere
gonna
I
feel
went.
sad. And I think the best advice for me, like, if you ever feel that way, never like how you brought it up, you don't want to go back to the past of it. No matter what, your mind is gonna do it. Your mind is gonna go back, and you're gonna think of it in some way, in some situation, wherever you're at. But the best part is like live in the moment.
Yeah.
Like you're right now, we're sitting here together talking about this,
Yeah.
and this is the moment of being happy, and that's all we can live for. So just don't ever think about the past as much, but just know that it made you who you are today, just like everybody else.
That's so touching. Oh,
It's
yeah.
period. Like honestly,
No, yeah.
I've changed a lot
That's
too
what
since you left. It's almost like you had to leave for me to break now, and that was like the weird part. Like that really, you just had to like leave for me to break because you were taking care of me too much, and being my assistant was a lot of work.
It was.
It was a lot of emotional work, and all you assistants out there, if you are helping somebody who's a real artist or somebody who's like your boss, you just have to know that you're helping them in their lives. Like it might suck, but you also have to care for them. If you really care for them, the loyalty goes back to each other in like 10 times. And I think, I just want everyone to have that love, and when you have it, it's just crazy. Let's go
What's
to
the-
the third one.
what's the third
The third one is, now we're going to talk about your future.
future,
So like,
future.
tell everybody, what was
Of,
your
like,
plan? Pretty much what was your plan before the
graduation?
typhoon? And then what's going to happen
So
now?
I literally, right before the typhoon, I graduated. That was my ceremony.
I know, I saw that. Post the pictures again.
Yeah. it was I didn't realize I'd go in there really terrified. I didn't realize
What do you mean? Like,
I prepped to you wake up in the morning like I'm graduating today.
did you sleep at night?
Yeah, I slept.
Oh, damn. Then do? I mean, okay, go.
Yeah, I slept, but I'm getting ready and I'm realizing I'm driving there. I have my gown, and I'm realizing I'm sweating, and I'm
right now.
realizing I'm my heart's pounding. And
Before,
I'm,
right before you're leaving your house.
yeah, as I'm going through there, and I'm like,
What's
what
happening?
is this? What's happening?
Because you did it. It's pretty much your.
Yeah, I know. I didn't realize what was happening to me. I just thought today's just a hot day.
You know what's weird though? This is like the feeling of what parents felt like of you graduating even elementary.
Yeah.
And you just don't realize why are you so happy?
Yeah, well, it's a milestone for my parents when I was there. I was walking down. I put my parents in the disability list so they could.
Sit closer.
So they're closer. So they're front row VIP and everything.
But I think the cutest part though was I think why you felt like that is because you didn't realize it at the time being, but you made people proud.
Oh, my mom was so proud of
That's
me.
what I'm saying. But you made the most of people proud in your life.
She wouldn't stop kissing me.
Aww, see? Because you made her proud, and I think she deserved it.
My
She
mom
was just waiting.
sacrificed a lot. My mom has a college education in accounting, but for 30 years she was in the tourist food and beverage industry, supporting us just through that. So for me to do that, her second child to graduate, it's
Oh, well, second child. That's actually good.
No,
then.
I'm a third child.
Oh, third.
Third child,
No,
but to
graduate
graduate
from college. Yes. Aw.
Yeah.
That's cute. No, I like it. I mean, this is a good story, actually.
Yeah, so graduation was going on. Like it was like building up until I got my degree, and I sat down. It was like a 30-second like. It wasn't even like 30 seconds. It was like 20 seconds of it. Just walking up there, getting my degree, sitting down. I'm like, that's it. But it was worth it.
So what is the future now? What is your future now? Like, what do you want to do? What is your...
Well, I realized during my education that I really like not just sociology, but I really like history. And I had my capstone. I don't know if you know what a capstone is.
No, I don't actually.
You know what a capstone is.
Oh, your cap, like your cap.
Capstone is like
no?
in college for seniors to have their independent project. Like it's the senior project, like to show what you've learned.
Okay.
And like this is like in music majors, they have their own like
like
show.
capsule.
Their own show. Business majors, they put up a display of their business ideas.
Okay, yes.
So like investors could actually
like pretty much going with what your field is in.
Project.
Yeah, like what is your like if you were to really start something right now after college, what would you do?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, okay.
Of everything what you've learned, you compile it.
So what is it?
So I did. It sounds so strange.
That's the best part. I want it to be strange. I want to hear this. Go.
Yeah, because my professor thought it's not a
like who likes normal
topic.
Nowadays? No one likes normal.
Normal.
No one wants to be normal. I mean, not no one wants to be normal, but people.
I have this weird thing about being unique. Maybe it's constant pressure on myself. Maybe that's not the good part, but my uniqueness wanted me to do something outside of like.
And you know, if you're unique, people are gonna judge you no matter what, and you should keep yourself like that because honestly, that's going to make you successful. And no matter what I stare at you, just fuck it. Bye.
Yeah.
Okay, go.
Well, yeah, I did. My capstone one was about measuring pleasures of the visual arts. So basically,
you went back to art, anyway. Like,
I did, and
you see
how I it was like a nod to like my past.
Can I just bring up? That's why I'm doing the podcast too, because now that I have all this experience in hair and people.
Yeah.
And doing all this hard work.
My point of the project was to show sociology is interconnected.
Yes.
Sociology is about how life is. There's a relationship with everything.
That's what it is then. Okay, yeah.
There's a relationship with everything.
That's crazy.
Sociology of music, sociology of beauty, sociology of education.
Just life in general.
And I did sociology of art. And my point of theme of my project was that there are different taste and beauty taste from different types of demographics.
Yes.
And, I did this whole, like, questionnaire about it, and I don't want to get into it because I'm not trying to do school all over again.
Yeah, no, we don't have to. It's kind of going to get boring, actually.
No, but that's what I did. My capstone was to just a nod back to my past, to show to myself, like, the 7 years wasn't just for nothing, but I've learned so much.
You're using it in a better way now.
It's a better insight to how I see the world.
You had to go through it in order to become to the success that you're going to do after now.
I can navigate the world now and see that there's a relationship to everything.
And that doesn't only happen. That happens when you work really, really hard. And like actually now we can actually understand like rappers or celebrities.
Yeah. No, there's a sociology of pop culture.
That's what I'm saying. Like because when you actually watch, they all come from poor, right? Like most of them.
Yeah. There's a sociology of pop culture of like not like the classes of it, the beauty of it, what that norm of the trend of what's driving people. There's a relationship to everything. So I've learned that. So my 7 year, so you know what sociology is.
Yes.
Now, right?
I mean like so one thing is that I have a braid. But
no,
like,
I know you have a braid.
But one
it's
thing,
just like
but one thing is like I think about. So this is literally the latest time I just thought about this was like. How did I not figure this out? That the 13 years of doing hair, and now I'm doing this podcast, which people don't take seriously nowadays. I feel now like people like can still like see me doing this, and like they think it's a joke, and it's not a joke. I'm doing this to help people now. There's a reason why like I've been doing hair because I've been helping people my whole life. But I'm tired of doing the part of standing there.
In sociology, there's this thing we call deviance, and deviance is when I'm not trying to sound like a sociologist. Okay, I'm just saying.
Well, you're gonna be, bitch. Like,
well, I'm just saying from what I learned, basic 101, and this is a norm, but there's gonna be people who like say like this is like a deviant thing, like this is like not cool. This is like this is not it.
But I say it though too. I say that, but
of course there's gonna be sanctions for that, and sanctions is just people just like disagreeing with you, but that's the relationship with it. And sociology taught me that to just agree, to not just agree, but to just accept that how like.
You know how I actually explained it to clients? You want to know how I explained it to clients? Yeah. Is that it was my fuel to my fire. Like, you just pissed me off. Like, you just told me that. It's almost like, okay, you didn't even have to say anything, but I could see it in expressions. When I say, like, in a way, like, okay, I'm telling them what my next thing I want to do. Like, something I'm really, like, thinking of, I really want to do it. And then, like, it's almost like it was a joke. No, but that's just it. Like, I didn't start it yet, 2 minutes. But yeah, I didn't start it yet, like, right? So, like, of course, people are still not, like, they're not understanding about the podcast world here or, like, the YouTube world. You know, in my head, like, I see how much people are becoming so successful off of it. It's not like I'm trying to be this, like, I'm trying to be successful because I want to help. I'm not trying to be successful for the money.
This is your another platform.
This is my
you want to empower yourself.
And that's what you were just explaining. Like, you know, like,
that's
for me,
your relationship with
and
it.
for you people to try to say, like, things, or not even say, but even just, like, the way they look so confused. Like, oh, no, that's not going to happen. Like, people just want you to be a lawyer or be, like, be this manager in this, like, company or be blah, blah, in the government because of all the benefits. I'm like, honestly.
Say, do you.
Yes, like, exactly. I know people want the health benefits. I get it. But that's when you start a family early. Yeah, I get why you need to join those kind of places right away.
Yeah.
But then for me, or be in the military, right? But for me, like, I've always wanted to own my own life too. But then I couldn't own my own life because I was such a nice person to listen to people all the time. I always just listen to people and please people.
Constant doing, but not just being.
Exactly. So, well, now to finish off, your future is just to go with the moment, or
to just be me.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was gonna say. Be you. Like, that's all you can do. Honestly, that would be you.
And the doing comes second nature.
Yes, exactly. It just comes while you're there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So,
it just all happens
no
for a reason. But see, people still want to say it's not for a reason, but everything does happen for that reason because you had to have gone through it, and then there's a reason to it, no matter what. Yeah. So, period.
I think working here exposed me to a very polar opposite social setting. As you can see, like, people know me, people went to high school with me, they know me, I was quiet, awkward, probably like not approachable vibes, but I was just not. I was quiet, like, just to myself. And then to work here.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm still talking.
Okay.
But to work here, it showed me that, and just to get to know different clients, and just to
hear stories,
and just to be
more.
I
mean, not even stories, experiences.
And almost. To just be more in that diverse social setting. Yeah. Instead of constantly being like with like the same people I grew
pretty much
up
like
with,
being in the political world, almost like you're just gonna be hearing about all that, or like in any industry, you're just like, if you're a mechanic, all you're gonna hear about is cars. You're gonna, or like if you're a teacher, all you're gonna hear about is the school and like the school system. Like, but here is like we get every different type of people. You don't just talk about hair because we're here doing hours of hair. Yeah. So of course we're not gonna talk about hair all fucking like 4 to 6 hours. We start to get very personal. Yeah. And we start talking about like real situations that are happening to people.
I really appreciated the labor everybody had, the dedication,
teamwork, and
the team. After the interview Kiki had with me, she asked if I had any questions for her, and I told her, what is the core value in your team? She was like, oh, she looked
she choked.
She just like, oh, she actually had a question.
Hey, because she ain't dumb. She ain't dumb. 7 years.
But then she said, I remember her answer because I kept that answer with me as I work here, so I could integrate myself more. But she said that the core value here is teamwork. And I was like, okay, teamwork. I need to keep that in mind. I can't just go there and like I know it all. I have to be a team. What can I do to help? And it took a while to like learn how to like adapt myself.
And get comfortable.
You know, obviously I was like, I came here awkward.
But what was like the one thing I kind of always will tell you, like, I mean, not tell you, but like, I would tell everybody who joined the team. There was one thing I always told everybody, is that we're like family here. And like, the one thing is that it takes time to get comfortable. You just joined. You know, like, you're gonna get there. And that's the hard part. When you're going through that first part, you don't believe it when I'm saying it. But then later on, it will happen without you even noticing.
Yeah.
And it happened.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, it's crazy, like, how it happens. And but also, that affects, as an owner now, that affects me, though. Because, like, when anybody leaves, it really hurts. Like, it's almost like...
Did I hurt you?
No, you did it the right way. And that's what I was going to get into, is that, you know, I did lose a lot of people because I had my salon for 13 years. I had so many people work for me. At such a young age, I was only at my 20s. Starting from 20 to 27, I had, like, about maybe 40 employees altogether. And the hardest part was when they would quit on you. But you know what? What I look at it now, because that was my mental, like, state. Like, honestly, it broke me every time when I thought about it, because people would be, like, almost saying, like, yeah, I'm getting bigger, and people want to talk about that success of getting bigger, but at the same time, they also, like, they tell me, hold on, Shirley, just 2 minutes kind of, like, fucked me up. I kind of got lost. But, like, when people, like, will tell me that, oh, losing a lot of employees is not a good thing for a business, too. So it's almost like, you're making me think that my business is bad.
No, you're not just that.
But then for you to say that, like, and for Kiki to say that, who's been working for me for about, what, 5 years now?
From that.
It's not just that, like, I've had this ever since. I had the teamwork. I had to be, I've always been a nice person. I've just been taken for granted a lot. I can admit that. Like, because I was such a people pleaser. I would do anything for anybody who worked for me. Literally, I'll wash your car if you ask me to wash your car. Like, little things like that. Like, and that's what fucked me up. Like, it's like I did all of that, and then this one time I just asked you to come into the salon because I have to go do something. It was like an excuse, like, no. Just because you had to do something. Just like little things like that. I can't say a certain example, but you know, those were like moments where I'm like, wow, like, you know, I mean, I did a lot for you. I just asked you for one little thing. Or like taking this client because I'm busy. And they're like, no, I don't do that.
So what is the correlation to me?
So for me is that for you to say that you saw the core value of teamwork here. Like, is that it taught me honestly, as a businessman that I am now, and I'm going to own up to everything that I am a businessman. I am honestly one of the greatest stylists on this island. And I plan on being the greatest stylist one day to where I could, you know, match up to people who do like Kim Kardashian or, you know what I mean? Like meet people like that, where they have the freedom to make styles, not listen to people and what they want all the time. Because honestly, sometimes that's the hard part, is that I people please too much that I say yes to something that's almost impossible. And then I disappoint myself and I disappoint them. And it makes me so sad. And I don't want to be sad about that anymore. I just want to be someone like you who appreciates me. Period. My name is Sean Sapp, and this is Sean Sapp Says. And I just want you all to go ahead and like and subscribe. And please, because honestly, I'm not begging you to do it, but I just want you guys to know that I'm here for a purpose. And I just want to help people as much as possible. And I think that's just the best part. Like, I just want to focus on that and keep it going. And having people like Paula, I mean, we'll put her Instagram here, but I don't think she wants to be followed. Do you want to be followed?
You can follow me, but I don't use Instagram.
I like this about her. Yeah, she likes to turn it on and off.
I'll look at it, and then like I'll peek a little bit, laugh at a video or two, look at a message, and I'll delete the app.
And that's cool.
If I want to do it again, I have to do the whole download.
Okay, now your name is just there for the longest time while you're talking.
Yeah.
Okay, Paula.
Yeah, I guess you could follow me.
But yeah, follow Paula. I mean, one day she might be here again. So, yes, like and subscribe here on YouTube, or even follow me on Instagram at Sean Sapp Styles, and we'll have more other videos there. I do my vlogging as well, and then also be posted onto the channel here. So please like and subscribe, darlings, because you will not regret.
My question was that I lent you a book, remember?
Oh my God! Sorry. I had to yell because you know what's crazy? I told Shaylee this morning, I was like,
So
the book was in
funny.
the back pocket of my seat in the truck. And I was like, we had a lot of things to bring up to the salon. And I saw the book. I was like, oh, bring this down because Paula is going to want to talk about the book, I think. But then I didn't put, like, she wanted to bring up the book onto one of these because she wrote this down. And I was like, no, I don't think Paula's going to bring up the book. Don't put it on.
No, I wanted to
That's
bring
the
up
weirdest
the book.
shit. Can you go get the, I'm going to get the book. The book's in the back of my bag. Trust me.
Wow, it's been a while since I've seen that thing.
Woo!
Since I
Dude, this book, though, okay, I can't tell you the truth. I didn't finish it. But
That's okay.
I did get pretty far because I know where I left my clip. Because it kind of damaged the book.
I hope you don't mind my markings in there.
No, so their markings are some things that, I mean, not even some things. Like the marking is pretty much something I would stop and I would actually do it if I had a highlighter. But
you can market too.
I will not do that. Sorry, sweetie.
I mean, it's fine.
Okay, maybe now that you're telling me that, I might do it.
It's an intimate thing, okay? When you
No, I think it
annotate.
was so dope. The one thing about this book, though, okay, I'm not a book reader. She is. There's other people out there too who are not book readers, but there's other people out there too who do like to read a book. The one thing I want to say, right? People who don't read books, I feel like have a different other way of like their comprehension.
Yeah.
So my comprehension was a lot of like, I like to people watch. So I learned a lot from that. So even you reading a book, I would just watch you reading a book. Mm-hmm. But I can tell if it was like, I could tell if like almost you're reading a book to, one, show off you're reading a book. Two, you actually are dedicated.
Why would I show off to read a book?
Because I was that person. I'll just do it because I wanted a smart man to fall in love with me.
I would bring a guitar just to show off I have a good time.
No.
I didn't know how to play guitar. I just carry it around.
Okay, this one time in high school, I rolled a cast,
Oh my God.
a bandage cast,
Attention
but I only
seeker.
rolled it this way, like only on the wrist. Thinking like that's how you're supposed to do it, but honestly, when you get older, you're supposed to put it around the thumb, right, or whatever.
And let me guess, you told them you broke it?
Yes. Because I wanted attention.
I mean, it's such a kid thing.
I wanted to look cool. Okay, honestly, guys, I have to tell you this too. Like, I'm sorry if I look very shiny or sweaty.
We're talking about the book. I don't want to move.
No, but like, because the aircon's off. Like, we have no aircon. The Typhoon is still hurting us. So,
Yes, it is.
and if we turn on the portable, it's going to be too loud. So, yeah, we're going
Just
to
don't
be sweating.
move a lot.
Girl, it's too late. I'm drinking
face
and
it.
moving. It's a lot. Like, okay, so the book, though. Honestly, this book, if she did not give me this book, and I believe in gifts. Gifts are a big thing, but I think gifts don't matter into a certain part of your life. So when she gave me this book, like the title itself, A Little Bit of Mindfulness, she gave me this at the right time.
Just a little bit.
But it was the right time where my mind wasn't at a good place. Like you leaving scared the shit out of me.
Why?
It was almost like losing my mom. Kind of thing, like imagine you not having your mom there to guide you or your dad, right? You know, whoever your foster, whoever your like parent is or your guardian is at the time.
Yeah.
Imagine if one day you think about it in your mind and you imagine it like they're gone. Like what would you be? Because you held me through my time of pretty much this was my house before my house. The salon was my house.
I know. Oh, yeah, trust me.
And you know that, right? So now I'm trying to break it down to you to understand that like you were practically like my mom in the house.
Aww.
And if my mom left, how would I cook? How would I, like, you know what I mean? I didn't know how to do. But then you had to leave because I ran this salon for so long. Like, how the fuck can I let myself get this weak? You know what I mean? And for you, but the only thing that made me stronger though was how you left.
Oh, really?
Wow, that was a quote right there. Like, how you left was the strongest part of me.
All I did was pull you aside, and I was like...
No, but I think, that's what I'm trying to say, like...
We need to talk. Is that
I feel like
you got a minute? It wasn't really much.
Because for me, it's like, if you're a starting entrepreneur, if you're like a real starting entrepreneur, like none of your family has been in the business world, or if they have and they weren't successful. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard because you start to think you won't ever be successful. And that's the sad part, because like, my mom, she lost it when I was 15. And... seeing her go through her worst times of her life where it was just a lot of arguing after she closed down her salon. And it was the most saddest time of my life. And I was only 15 to 16 years old, still trying to learn the teenage years, still trying to act like I am a high schooler. But at the same time, I knew shit was down.
So that story just ruminated in your head. And
for years.
And in that book. What is that correlation back to that book?
So why the book is just like, you gave me a gift. Like, the book didn't change me in a way, I would say. It's just like...
No, it's not about changing you. It's not about changing
what
the
you
moment.
did, though, with this book was give me the energy to understand about why you are the way you are.
What do you think mindfulness is?
Well, so that's what I was going to tell you earlier when we were off camera. So mindfulness is definitely a lot of, like, whatever you do, you cannot do it without the mind. So no matter what situation you ever do in life, you want to understand why are you doing these things. So if you're going to do like eat and like drink, and then you're going to start to do alcohol, and then you're going to start to do drugs, and then you're going to start to like settle down now, and then you're going to start to like slowly quit it. Or like if you were to do something for so long and then all of a sudden like it needs to change because you feel this like tiredness or you feel like you can't do it anymore.
Just that
It's just the whole like awareness of being in your mind.
There.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, but then, okay, now that's why I wanted to tell you what the mind is. Okay, this is one thing I really want to tell you guys as somebody who has so much experience in life and with people. is that like the mind is not you. The mind is a part of you, but the real energy of you is you. Think about that, the energy. So just to have the energy to get off the bed, your mind won't tell you to get off the bed, your mind won't make you to get off the bed. Your mind will tell you, but you will say like maybe 16 times before you get off the fucking bed, in your mind. But what really gets you off is the energy that tells you to boost. You know what I mean? You're like, okay, gotta get the fuck up, and you go.
Yeah, just that
energy.
awareness.
But see, that energy includes also happiness. You know, like
It's
genuine happiness in your life. Like actually knowing that you're this life and nothing else is your life. The material life, like pretty much society, really puts you in this label, and that's what your mind does. It labels everything, which it calls judgment. It causes judgment.
A constant like fixation.
Yes, of what life is supposed to be.
Just constant pressure, like a nagging voice in the back of your head all the time.
And it sucks because you get scared.
And then mindfulness is like silencing that.
Yes.
And just
knowing how to use their energy, your energy, to shut this off sometimes. Yeah. Because it does deserve to be shut off.
Yeah.
And you should.
Mindfulness could be done in just like literally in any ways. Us talking this, just being mindful of our conversation. It could be me doing homework and just being mindful of what I'm reading, what I'm gaining. It could be you doing here, mindful of what you're mixing, what products.
So I can tell you, like, your part is like, I don't even, like, I already succeeded in that part of knowledge of.
We will see. That's what mindfulness is. It's that pure awareness.
Yeah.
And finding peace in that awareness. And then getting that peace and putting that in different aspects in your life too.
You're right, actually. Like, if you actually can put peace in your mind, I think that's what a lot of people need to put in their mind nowadays, is just peace. Like, stop thinking about the stress, because it's always going to come. Like, that's what I put in my last story too, was like, life is all about the ups and downs. But no matter what, you're going to go through it. But it's like, how do you react? Like, don't react in a way where you're stressed now. It's like, you're going to go through it. Just stop and think. And it's like, okay, let's just live right now at this moment. If I'm cooking dinner, cook dinner. Don't think about it. Like, just like, okay, you have to wait till the morning until you know you're ready again.
Oh, you're bored? Get a book.
Yeah, like, you know, like, think about something that can entertain you, but also help you. We're not trying to, like, make you guys, like, think of things where we're bossing you around or anything like that.
Yeah, no, it's just, like, being aware of just wanting to find that peace.
For me, it's
almost
like,
not even forcing yourself to be peaceful.
Yeah.
Sometimes
don't force
peace
it.
is hard.
It's true. Don't force it.
Just, okay, you're having anxiety. Okay, you're aware. I'm feeling embarrassed. Okay, what is this thought that is making me embarrassed? This thought is saying that you are embarrassed right now, but in reality, you're here. You're working. Clients are here. TV's on. Nothing much is happening. And you come back to the moment.
Yeah.
That's mindfulness. It's not forcing it. It's just learning what's there.
Yeah.
And then just accepting it. Not trying to force the world to be a certain way. Accepting the world for what it is. I mean, I'm not an expert. I'm totally not an expert. Jesus Christ. I should probably take my own advice.
No, all of us do that, I think, actually. I do that to myself.
That's why in this book, like, I got another book
you know what I'm also tell you about mindfulness? How many more seconds? Okay, honestly, like, the one thing that this book taught me too, and like what where it helped me think about you, right? Of course. But I saw everybody else that wasn't helping me as close as you were in the salon. Is that, like, I actually had to rethink about other people's lives. All I thought about was that everyone was as poor as me. Everyone was as broken as me. Yeah. Everybody went through the same stress that I'm going through right now. Like, I'm thinking that, but, like, at the same time, I'm like, why would people get their hair done if they're poor? Yeah. Why would people get their hair done
if they're stressed? To, like, put yourself more out there to be exposed to more diverse
or just to be happy. People. Like, why are they happy? How are they happy? Yeah. I needed to learn how to be happy.
To be curious.
Yes, and that was that part. It all worked together.
Went back
bitch. She's a purr. But no, it's true. And I think, like, everyone has to find that peace now to put in their mind. Yeah. Because if you want to keep putting stress, go ahead, sweetie. Like, that's your fault. But at the same time, there's a thing called peace that you can also put into your mind. Yeah. Instead of also just stress.
And it doesn't even have to be all this, like wise, like, habits you have to force.
Yeah,
it's
which is drinking.
Being awareness. Okay, we're drinking. The mindfulness is we're talking. We want it to just feel casual. And that's the mindfulness of it.
Yeah, it's true.
And it's not like we're abusing it.
Yes.
Abusing it is not being mindful.
To me, abusing is almost like you're doing it alone, and like you don't want to have fun. So it's like when you're doing that,
and it's a self-sabotaging.
Yes.
But we're not. We're talking,
exactly.
and we just want to like feel good.
I don't ever feel bad for it. Like I feel like, yeah, the longest time I felt bad. Like every time we went out with the girls or everything, and we went out to a club or a bar for the past 2 years, I go home almost like in my car driving home. I'm like, how much money did we just spend? Oh my God, are we gonna pay the bill tomorrow? Like, or blah, blah. Like, I'll just think about every little thing, like losing almost everything again because I was at that stage where I was so carefree that we spent so much money. We're spending like maybe like 40,000 in a month, 30,000 in a month, just on fun and like not thinking like we have budget. So that fucked me up.
And that's just being mindful of your...
Like I didn't have a mind at that time. Then like
and this is just this could be applied to anything.
Yes, and I think honestly, I really.
And in the beginning, it talks about how mindfulness is in different religions too. It's not. It's just broad thing that could be found in different religions, spirituality.
Yes, actually, okay, are we gonna talk about that right now? Okay,
Buddhism
I just wanna.
has it.
Let's go choose. I want you to choose a number. Okay, just listen to me.
4. Or wait, maybe that's probably still like the published like page. Maybe that's too early. That's my number.
Okay, here. Okay. From number. Oh yeah, from page 1.
Okay.
To 98, choose just one number.
4.
Oh. God, I was gonna make this a little bit more like. Okay, 4. No, but it was strong, so let's just see it. So what I'm doing is at page 4, whatever you highlighted is something that we needed to hear today.
Okay. Ooh, interesting. Ooh, I like that. Let's see.
Are you ready?
Okay.
So page 4, here we go.
Nothing.
I know, right?
It's one of those pages that I was disinterested in.
Okay, almost actually. You only did one line.
Oh, really? What did it?
Or not one line. Okay, ready?
It's probably like not even.
So pretty much all you underlined was the simple act of observing and redirecting thoughts is a kind of mini meditation on its own. Whoa, that literally cleared out this whole I told you, bitches.
Yeah.
Manifest. Like, that was weird. Everything we just did on this podcast was just that simple sentence.
That's it.
Her. Wow, the simple act, which means whatever you do in life and whatever you feel like you need to do it.
Yeah.
And I'm saying this as my start off on this podcast, not making any money or not doing anything to get anything back from it. You know, this is probably before the success, and this is something that I'm gonna prove that this happens for a reason. Why you do things in life is there's the purpose. There's a purpose to it. And it's not no reason anymore. You have a purpose. A purpose is almost like a promise to me. A purpose is something you promise to yourself to make anything better for you and others. Period.
No, yeah. Period. I have nothing else to expand on that.
This girl got her purse on already. She's already like, bye, bitch. Like,
no, it's just been lashed on me the whole time.
Really? It wasn't like, bye, bitch. Like,
no, you know, I was slowly like attached it onto me, like.
Where's the keys? Where's the keys? But this is such a good podcast, and again, thank you guys for watching. And this is Sean Sapp Says, and this is Miss Paula, darling, and I'm so glad to have her. And things have really helped now again for me, and let's see if it helps for you guys. So that's it, guys. I mean, I love you guys so much, and whoever is watching, I'm so glad you're watching, and I hope you spread the word because this could touch somebody in your family or within your friends or just around you in general. Okay, so always stay cute and don't give up.
Stay cute, stay curious.
And cut those trees because we just had a typhoon, so just make sure you cut your trees, bitches. Or the branches that fallen, whatever. Like, okay, love you. And wait, we gotta do cheers.
Oh, we're doing cheers. Okay.
Cheers to what I always say: love, success, and family. And this is Sean Sapp Says.